It's summertime and the living is easy. Hey, you pavement pounders, guess who this is? That's right, it's Harland Williams, and you are on the Harland Highway podcast. And, you know, I throw up podcasts now and then because whenever I get in the mood, and what could get me in the mood more than summer? Summer being here, almost here, it is here, who knows? If it's warm, I think it's summer, but we're going to be talking about some summer activities. We're going to be talking about me and some life and death scenarios in the ocean. I mean, who doesn't want to go swimming in the ocean in the summer? But wait till you hear some of the creatures yours truly encountered during some of my forays into the big wild blue beyond. Pretty freaky, man. And then also checking in for the summer is my Aunt Ruthie from Rochester, New York. She's always socializing, and when the weather gets warm, she mingles with the people on her street. And it turns out she left me a voicemail, and I guess she had it through a barbecue or a street party or something. And so Aunt Ruthie is out here. And then also we're going to be hearing about some very unusual relationship stuff with a new app for pre-op people towards the end of the show. So it's going to be wild. Happy summer. Put your helmet on. This is the Harland Highway.
Sit down, strap in, and tighten your diaper.
Come on.
You're about to go down the Harland Highway.
That means that every woman in this village who is capable of childbirth is going to have a baby.
You shit-kicking, stinky horseman-horse-smelling motherfucker, you!
Tell me his name! You must tell me his name!
This is Harland Williams.
Oh, well, my mistake. Guess I'll be on my way then.
You just made a wrong turn onto the Harland Highway.
What have you done to it? What have you done to its eyes?
All of you freaks.
Heavens to Murgatroyd.
Whether you're wearing a pullover or a cardigan, it's the Harland Highway.
I have to hang up now.
Oh, golly. I love the cheering. You know what the best part of the cheering is that it's, it's like the end of June. And if summer isn't officially here, I don't know when it is. I mean, I don't even know what the official day for summer is. But it's got to be here by now. I mean, we're in the third week of June, and the sun is shining, and the oceans and lakes are warming up. People are frolicking around in their shorts and their tank tops and their bathing suits and their bikinis. And I thought, man, I should get the energy right here, man. I should kick off the summer with some cool summer energy. And to do that, I'm going to lay a song on you, baby. I'm going to play a song for you right here, right now. It's a song that I actually did with my cousin Kevin, and he's in a band called the Bare Naked Ladies. He's the keyboard player, one of the guitar players, and he does it all, man. And we have a hobby band called the Cousins, and we put together this song called Bikini Baby Breakdown. And it's kind of an homage. I hate it when people say that. It's kind of an homage. It's kind of an homage to those old kind of beach blanket bingo movies, the movies from the 50s and 60s where all the groovy kids were hanging on the beach, man, and wearing their little bikinis, and I don't even think the girls wore bikinis back then, did they? Didn't they have to wrap themselves in tinfoil and, I don't know, walk around in a sleeping bag with the legs cut out or something? Were they even allowed to show anything back then? But anyways, there was all the groovy, beach movies where all the kids were surfing and having campfires and breaking into songs on the beach. So my cousin and I put this groovy song together called Bikini Baby Breakdown. And it's just kind of a fun, summery, tap your feet while you're driving along type of song, kind of, the beach girl and the beach guy and blah, blah, blah. So without further ado, to kick off the groovy summer podcast, man, please have a listen to our song. This is me singing and my cousin Kevin doing all the music. And this is the Cousins and Bikini Baby Breakdown. She's leaving town. Bikini Baby Breakdown. Bikini Baby Breakdown. Bikini Baby Breakdown. Breaking down on me. Bikini Baby Breakdown. Bikini Baby Breakdown. Bikini Baby Breakdown. Breaking down on me. Hank and Betty twisted. Grooving by the sea. Bongo drums are blistering. Under the palm tree. Betty got the booty. Cause the boys took pain. She got a pink bikini that can freeze your brain. Bikini Baby Breakdown. Bikini Baby Breakdown. Bikini Baby Breakdown. Break it down on me. He got a surfboard, big and wide and strong. Betty climb up on it, ride it all night long. Hanky lose a lady, Betty leaving town. Bikini sunset fading, bikini melting down. Bikini baby meltdown, bikini baby meltdown. Bikini Baby Meltdown. Melting down on me. Oh, come on, baby. Don't leave me like this, honey. Come back to me, baby. Oh, swing that big bikini. Oh, you're killing me. I'm standing here all alone in the coconut husk, baby. Oh, come put some candy butter up and down my back, honey. Oh, Betty, it's Hank. It's Hank. Poor Hank. She's leaving town. He blew it. Bikini Baby Breakdown. And if you enjoyed that song, you can pick it up on iTunes or you can search around anywhere on the internet for it. And it's on the Cousins album called Rattlesnake Love. And if you enjoyed that song, there's about, I think, 10 or 11 more songs on the whole album. And very diversified, kind of eclectic arrangement of different songs, different genres, and it's a ton of fun. So that's an official summer kicker-offer right there. And speaking of summer kicker-offers, can I share some shark stories with you, please? I was down in Florida, and I was at this place where, it was like a private place, and there was a dock on the end of the property. And it was quite a long dock, and the dock went out into the ocean, obviously. And at the end of the dock, you could sit on a bench, or you could fish, or you could climb down a ladder into the water, and you could swim around, and you could dive and snorkel and all this stuff. And I did all of it. I took advantage of it. It was beautiful, warm ocean water, and it's Florida, and it just feels great, right? But one thing I noticed is, like, just about every time I walked out on this dock, I saw a shark. And all kinds of different species of sharks. I saw, like, bull sharks, which if you look it up on the list of the most dangerous sharks, the ones that most commonly attack human beings at random, bull sharks are right at the top of the list. I think it's between great whites and bull sharks as the number 2, like, aggressors. So I got that. Then we got, like, hammerhead sharks swimming around. Just about every time I walk out on this dock, I see them. And then on the final day I was there, for God's sakes, I see a tiger shark, which I think is number 3 on the list. And what's interesting is I was there for about, like, 10 days, and I probably went in swimming 7 of those days right off the end of the dock where I'm seeing these darn sharks. Now, I'm either a complete moron and a fool, or I've got, you know what's made out of steel, or I'm just lucky, or I'm naive, or whatever. And then one night I made the mistake of, it was a little late in the afternoon. The sun was starting to set. It was beautiful. It was picturesque. I've got the fishing rod out. And I've been casting a fishing rod since I was a little boy, man. Like, I've been fishing my whole life. Thank you very much. And so over the years, when you cast a fishing line, it's like anything else. When you do something a lot, you get good at it. And with a fishing rod, when you cast, you acquire aim. Just like if you were an archer or a marksman, you figure out the whole aim thing. You figure out velocity and trajectory and force and aim and all that stuff, right? So my aim is pretty darn good. I'm pretty darn accurate. Like, if I see a clump of weeds or a pile of lily pads or an old log, and I'm like, oh, I bet there's a fish sitting right under that old log, I can dang well cast my lure across through the air and land that lure right in front of that log to entice the fish that's hiding under that submerged log to come out and attack my lure. And any good fisherman gets prolific at casting. So I'm standing on the dock, picturesque, sunsetting. That Florida sunset. Oh, takes your breath away. Oh. And I look down into the water, and here comes a, like, probably 6-foot bull shark. So a fairly big, mature bull shark. And I watch it go right by me. It's right below me in the water. I'm standing over it on the dock. I'm probably up about 9 feet over it. And it's probably out from the dock about, I'm going to say about 6 feet maybe. So let's put it this way. If I dove off the dock, I could have landed on its back. Okay, now remember, bull shark. This is one of the mean boys. So this thing swims by me, and because the water gets murkier and there's seagrass and stuff, I lost sight of it. But I could still see its wake. The water was very calm at this point, right? It wasn't choppy, and so I could see the shark's wake. I could see I could see him displacing the water as he moved along. His fin was not out of the water, but it was just under the water, and it made kind of a ripple, a moving ripple, right? And so this thing got a good probably 45, 50 feet away from the end of the dock, which is quite a space. 50 feet is pretty, quite a long, that's a lot of feet. Not to a centipede, it's not, but to me and you it is. And so I'm like, geez, I wonder, with my casting skills, I could kind of figure out where the shark was underwater from the wake it was leaving, and I thought, I wonder if I can ding the thing with my lure. I had this like big kind of silver spinner on it, and I thought, what the hell? So I lined the thing up, and I cast like 50 feet out there, bang, my lure hits the water. And, man, I must have hit that bull shark right in the back, either in the back fin or right on the back, like somewhere. But I made direct contact, and this thing just churned in the water. This big, powerful, predatory fish just did not like it. And it just like, imagine, when you sneak up on a dog and you touch it on the back and it spins around. And it's like, Well, that's what this shark did, but in the water. And as I said, the water was fairly calm, and so there was this giant turbulent splash, and the water was frothing, and oh my God, I'm like, I hope this shark did not look up at me with its big black gooey eyes and go, okay, Mr. Fisherman, I got you in my sights. You want to throw shit at me? I'll take care of you. Gonna be hard to cast when you have no arms. Right? And so here I am swimming around in these waters that are rife with sharks, and not just little ones, but like ones that could do some damage. But just so you don't think I'm some kind of like gladiator, this is an area where there's lots of people swimming around. And it's not like a beach area. This is more like a diving area. So when I say there's a lot, it's not like a beach. There are no beaches in this part of Florida. It's kind of like more of a nature part of Florida. And so the only people swimming are people out in their boats. And to put it in perspective, maybe there's like 20 boats around. So people are diving off their boats and going into the water. And I'm out there swimming around. And I don't know, man. It's hard not to swim in the ocean. And, they say that wherever you go swimming in the ocean, there's sharks. It doesn't matter. If you're in the ocean, there are sharks around somewhere. And they say that getting attacked by a shark, you have a better chance of getting hit by lightning and blah, blah. And that's all fine and dandy until the day you got a shark swallowing you. So just to put it in context, I'm not the only moron that's swimming around out there, but isn't it weird, us humans, how we put ourselves in danger? You could just say to yourself, you know what? I don't really need to swim. You know what? The swimming's fun. I like to swim. I like to splash around and get wet. I don't necessarily want to do it where I can get eaten. There's not a lot of places in life. We as humans, as we wander around through cities and countries and towns, and there's not a lot of places where you can actually get eaten. You can get shot, you can get stabbed, you can get run over, but think about it, it's not often a human gets eaten, okay? And here we go jumping into the water where, if you think of it, it couldn't be easier for a predatory fish like a big shark to eat humans. We have no defense mechanisms. Get away. What are you going to slap it? Get away, you big six-gilled monster. I'm trying to swim. Get away, slap. Slap. Like, we have no defenses. We're easy to cut through. We don't have scales. We don't have a thick hide. In fact, we're like a peach. We're the peaches of the animal kingdom. We get a nice, easy, pink, fleshy, or if you're black or Latino, whatever color your skin is, it's the same density. A shark can just pretty much bite through it like it's biting into a sponge cake. I mean, we're probably the easiest meal. We can't really swim away very fast. I don't know why they're not eating us more. Maybe they just haven't clued in yet, but... So I'm sure a bunch of you listening have swum in the ocean, and you've been around sharks, and I don't know. We just do it, and I guess it goes to show that our mythology about sharks is completely inaccurate. This notion that sharks are just patrolling the shallows and the depths, waiting for humans to step into their realm so they can tear them to shreds. Nothing could be further from the truth. I mean, really, in the history of humankind, the amount of people killed by sharks is minuscule compared to everything else that kills us. So I guess I'll keep on swimming with the sharks and see what happens. I guess I'll regret it the day when it happens, if it does happen. I don't want it to happen, but I don't know. The ocean is just so much fun. Oh, gosh. Oh, well. Little summertime story for you. And speaking of summertime, my Aunt Ruthie always, loves summer. She was always very summer. My Aunt Ruthie, by the way, she's like 89 years old. She lives up in Rochester, New York with my Uncle Harry. They're the cutest old couple you'll ever meet. They've lived in the same house on the same street right up there in Rochester. And Aunt Ruthie has all her little customs and traditions. And she does a little barbecue, neighborhood barbecues and strawberry festivals and whatnot. And it sounds like, Roger, she left a voicemail for us telling about, I don't know, I guess what she's been doing or what her summer plans are or something. Roger's just shrugging his shoulders. He doesn't know. So you obviously haven't listened to her message. Yeah, well, I guess I can't blame Roger. As you know, if you listen to the podcast, Aunt Ruthie's messages are kind of long. They're kind of detailed. But you know what? I cut her some slack. She's just so loving. And she's, I grew up with my Aunt Ruthie. It's my mother's sister. And Uncle Harry's a bit of an oddball, but he was always the nicest guy. And they're just nice old people. So Raj, let's share it with the listeners, with the pavement pounders. Let's play the message, the summer message from Aunt Ruthie from Rochester, New York. Take it away, Raj.
Hello. Oh my God. Hello, Angel Pops. Oh my goodness, is this thing even on? Oh my goodness, I think I got your answering machine again, Angel. Oh my God, I never know if you're listening or you're sitting in your bedroom reading your magazines or whatever you do. Oh, Angel, it's your Aunt Ruthie calling from Rochester, New York. How are you, Angel Pops? Oh, we miss you so much. As you know, summertime started, honey pie. Oh, my God, there's so many stories to tell you. Of course, we had a strawberry festival barbecue in the backyard the other day, and everyone from the street came, and even a couple of the people from over on Waddington, Daryl and Tracy Jackson, and there's the Carmichaels, and even Dr. Quincy and his young wife, Adrienne. She showed up, of course, looking like $1 million and a little bit of spare change off the night table, if you know what I mean, Angel Pops. And we just had a whole backyard full of people, and people brought strawberries for the strawberry festival, and everyone was having just a wonderful time. We had the hot dogs and the hamburgers going on the grill, and your Uncle Harry, was overseeing everything. He likes to cook, Angel. Do you remember, Angel, when you were just 9 years old? I'll never forget it. Oh, you're so cute. I'll never forget it. You were eating a hot dog over by the picnic table, and a butterfly came flying down and landed right on the tip of your little freckled nose. Do you remember, Angel? And you screamed. You thought it was a bat out of hell or one of Satan's minions or something. And we were like, relax, Angel Pops. It's just a butterfly. They're harmless. But, you saw the wings flapping and all the polka dots on its retarded wings. And you were screaming like, you'd just been fondled in the back of a white van by a bunch of priests or something, for Christ's sake. I mean, we'd never heard such screaming, and me and Harry looked at each other and we were like, well, what's wrong with Damien from the Omen over there eating his hot dog? There's a butterfly on your nose, and it was the cutest little thing, and everyone was chuckling and pointing, and you were running around in the yard like you just had, your first round of herpes or something, for Christ's sake, Angel Pop. But anyways, we were here, and everyone's having a great time, and of course, our old friend Irene Henderson, who always likes to drink one too many margaritas, if you ask me personally, Angel Pops. Well, Irene got going, and of course she tripped over the beer cooler where she was wearing a summer clogs with the cork soles on them, Angel. She likes to show off her toenails. She always paints them purple and pink just so everyone will look at her feet. And I think they're disgusting, but, she has her things, and she likes them. But anyhow, she tripped over the beer cooler, and she'd had a few too many of her fancy margaritas, and her face went right down on the grill. Oh, my God. Her face right on the grill, and it stuck there for just a few seconds, and she screamed almost like you did, you little monkey. And she sat up, and she had grill marks on her face, and, of course, two of the guys from over on Dolphin Street, Mike Davidson and Paul Minster. Well, these crackpots are always looking to get a joke in. They pulled out a Sharpie, for Christ's sake. Mincer had a Sharpie inside the breast pocket of his Hawaiian shirt, for Christ's sake. He pulls it out, and these two idiots see that Irene's got the grill marks on her face, and these two fools start playing tic-tac-toe with a Sharpie. They're putting X's and O's all over her face, and she's three tits to the wind. She's like a sunrise sinking behind Koreatown, and, the rats are running into the drain pipes, for Christ's sake. I mean, this girl's so drunk, she probably puts a dress on backwards and pees through the flap in the front, even though there isn't one, Angel Pops. And so here she is. She's got grill marks all over her face, and, there's all kinds of commotion. And, Harry, oh, my God, Angel, your Uncle Harry, you know what happens to him when he eats too many onions. Oh, for Christ's sake. Harry puts onions all over his cheeseburger, and of course he gets the gas, and nothing's worse than the gas of a 91-year-old man. I mean, picture a volcano that's blowing fish guts into the sky, covered with, some old lady's halitosis from the senior center, for Christ's sake. So Harry gets the onion gas, Angel Pops, and of course he doesn't want anyone to know, so what does he do? He squeezes the ketchup bottle, right, Angel Pops? You know the noise it makes when you squeeze the ketchup bottle and it's almost empty, honey. It goes... it makes those little noise. I hate to do it on your answering machine, Angel, but the noise. It goes... Can you hear that? I'm trying to make the, when you squeeze the ketchup bottle, Angel Pudding Pie, you and all the air gets in it and the ketchup's almost gone and you're squeezing it. It sounds like a bunch of elves are hiding behind a mushroom, blasting diarrhea from here to eternity. I mean, it's just like, if someone could poo inside of a leaf blower and put it on full blast, I mean, your Uncle Harry, when he's doing it for a reason, Angel, he's squeezing ketchup. Hey, everybody, I've got ketchup. We're almost out. Look. Can you hear that, Angel? I'm trying to make the noises that the ketchup, the way it sounds like someone's in the bathroom, you're squeezing a sea otter out of the onion ring. So your Uncle Harry's not fooling anyone, and, well, of course, you know what's going on. Uncle Harry's using the ketchup bottle to cover up his real excretions. And here's Uncle Harry in the middle of the Strawberry Festival for the whole neighborhood, Angel, and Uncle Harry... all over his hot dog, and what he's doing is he's timing his real gassy excretions with the ketchup bottle. And, of course, now the air smells like, someone just burnt a cat and, held it up in the air and waved it around like a dirty dish rag in the back room of an Applebee's, for Christ's sake. It's just, and your Uncle Harry's, lifting one of his 91-year-old ass cheeks, and it looks like someone just pulled a loaf of raisin bread off a hot road, for Christ's sake. and he said, and it's starting to smell. Oh my God, it's like someone left a Caesar salad in the back seat of a hearse, for Christ's sake, and the corpse sat up and started eating it and wondering where the croutons are, little angel. I mean, it's just horrible. So Uncle Harry's not fooling anyone. He's trying to time his emissions with the ketchup bottle, and before you know it, the place smells like someone just boiled a catfish and, Dr. fucking Zhivago's underpants, for Christ's sake. Angel, excuse me, I got a little bug in my throat. Oh, my gosh. But anyways, Angel, everybody left. They left early. They couldn't stand the stink coming from your Uncle Harry. And when we got in the house, everyone was gone. We didn't even have time to bring out the strawberry shortcake. And that's the whole purpose of the strawberry festival after all, isn't it, Angel? Remember when you were a little boy and we used to put whipped cream on the end of your nose? And, well, that's probably why the fucking butterflies landed on your stupid face. But anyways, Angel, we miss you. We love you. We wish you could have been at the strawberry festival, except for Uncle Harry's movements, but, he does what he does, and he has a good heart, and he loves you. Say hello to the angel, Uncle Harry. Oh, I don't know what he's saying. It looks like he's sucking on a salami sandwich over there in the corner or something, Angel. But anyhow, we love you, Angel. Please give us a call back, or if you have time, come up to Rochester and visit your dear Aunt Ruthie and your Uncle Harry. We love... Say goodbye, Harry. Harry, use words. What are you, a caveman? Oh, Christ in heaven, he's eating something. It looks like a Tootsie Roll, but he's putting it in sideways, Angel. And Ruthie loves you. Bye, Angel. We love you.
Yes, I know. Hello? Hello?
Hey, Harlan, it's EJ from Indiana. Haven't called for a while, but I just wanted to say I really appreciate the few podcasts that you put up, and I'm glad Aunt Ruthie is back. I just wanted to say thanks. It's really enjoyable when it comes across my phone that I've got a new podcast from Harlan. It's just fun, and I like listening to them. And I just wanted to tell you I appreciate it. So, chicken chow mein, bro. Later.
EJ from Indiana. It's got a ring to it, doesn't it? EJ from Indiana. I don't know. That's a cool name to me. I like that. But, dude, thank you so much for that wonderful phone call. I got to be honest. Sometimes just those simple little calls where I can hear the authenticity in someone's voice, and they relate to me that the podcast means something to them, that it gives them something of value, whether it's entertainment or just to hear someone talking in their ear or whatever it is. I won't overanalyze it, but whatever it is that gives them some kind of something, and they convey that message to me, sometimes that in itself is enough to get me to do another episode. Just one person. And I don't know, I really have an emotional reaction to when somebody leaves a message like that, because it just tells me that there's something there that they get something out of. And I guess I'm a bit of a giver. I like to give. And I think that's what makes this the most fulfilling of all of this process, is that, I do this for me in a way because I have fun, but I wouldn't be doing it if you guys didn't exist. If I was the last guy on earth, I wouldn't be doing podcasts to amuse myself. I do them because I'm hoping that somewhere out there in this vast world, there's someone laying in bed at night, or sitting in their office, or driving in their car, or going for a walk, and Somehow they've got this podcast on or one of my other ones, and it's bringing them something of value, whether it's a lot of joy or a little bit of joy or a lot of laughs or a few laughs, but it's enough to keep them engaged and that they want to hear it and they want to listen to it and they want to hear more of it. And so I tell you what, buddy, that kind of message you left really just hits me right here. And I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm slapping my left breast right now for you. And I think I just punctured my nipple, but that's okay. So thank you for that wonderful message. And it's inspirational to me, as you can no doubt hear from my reaction to it. So as a result, partially from your message, I have been doing this other podcast here. And not that I just get triggered by your calls and your messages, but they certainly do prod me along, and they give me a reason to really want to get in there and do some more. So thank you, buddy. Hope you're having fun. I'm hoping that you enjoyed the last segment from Aunt Ruthie. She's such a mess. And let's keep going. Enough of this table talk. Let's keep. We got some podcasting to do. Let's keep going here. Okay, here we go.
The Harland Highway.
Crazy news stories.
That's weird.
Wow. That's strange stuff.
Okay, we haven't done a crazy news story in a long time. And that does not mean that the crazy stops, okay? If there's one thing we know about the world, is the crazy just keeps on coming. I mean, isn't that why you're listening to this podcast? Because you're crazy? Here's the headline for today's crazy news story, and I can relate to this a little bit. Whale swallows lobster diver, rejects him as a meal. So think of the irony there. Here's a guy who's essentially diving for seafood for people to eat from the ocean, and he himself becomes the seafood. Remember I was talking earlier with my shark story about it's very rare that humans are eaten? You know? It's just not a common thing to be eaten. That's not how humans die, unless you lived on Jeffrey Dahmer's street, and then there's a really good chance you were eaten. But it's really a rare thing when you think about it. Oh, how'd your father die? Oh, he was eaten. Oh, really? Yes, apparently he was delicious. Had a honey barbecue sent to him, or I don't know. People said he was fabulous. They wished there was more of him. Well, he was pretty fat. Yeah, but they wanted more. But here we go. Let's read this story. A Massachusetts, and I cannot say the word Massachusetts. Whoever named this state should have their fingers cut off, because I cannot, for the love of me, say Massachusetts or whatever the. Why is that even a name, Massachusetts? Where are you from, Massachusetts? Like, shorten it, do something, stuff it down a whale's throat, just. Anyways, a Massachusetts lobster diver survived being swallowed up and then spat out by a humpback whale off the coast of Cape Cod, giving him about 40 surreal seconds in the mouth of the large marine animal. In his own biblical Jonah and the whale story, Michael Packard said it happened in a flash as he swam in about 45 feet of water one moment before everything turned dark in an instant on Friday. Packard said he initially thought he was attacked by a shark, but realized he didn't feel like he was bitten and wasn't in any pain. That's when he realized he was actually inside the mouth of a whale and fought to locate his breathing regulator, fearing he could run out of air and suffocate, but the whale had other plans moments later. Good Lord. Can you imagine just being swallowed up by a giant whale? And I'm going to tell you my story about the time it almost happened to me, and I'm not even joking. But let's get through this story first. The guy says, a humpback whale tried to eat me. I was in his closed mouth for about 30 to 40 seconds before he rose to the surface and spit me out. I am very bruised up, but I have no broken bones. I mean, when you get spat out by one of the largest creatures on the planet, I mean, if he was spat out in Massachusetts, where did he land? Like Colorado? Like, that is not just that's not like spitting a greener out the window. I mean, you're talking about a whale that's as long as a 747. You get spat by a whale, where the hell do you land? I mean, you turn into a whale greener at that point, man. Packard said for those frantic moments, all he could think about was his 2 young boys and possibly dying inside the whale before the mammal rejected him as a meal. Can you imagine? There's no way that if you were swallowed up by a whale, like not even like Massachusetts CSI could figure that one out. Okay, so let me get this straight. Packard went in swimming, right? He was underwater looking for lobster. That's right, Chief. And he just vanished into thin air. Yep, no blood, no sharks, nothing. I mean, how do you figure that, mister, when you're just engulfed? And you know the acidic nature of a whale's stomach and its insides. I mean, you know, who knows what that could do to a human body? It'd be like kind of one of those mob movies where they throw corpses in a barrel full of acid.